So what's today's date? Let's see. The year is 2024, and the date is 13? I think it's the 13th. I think. A couple days ago, we all of us that were interested, had an opportunity to watch a, quote, debate. And after I couldn't, an hour of it, that's all I could stomach. It was so awful. And why was it awful? It was painful to watch because, like, so many have identified, it was so lopsided. It was one guy in the ring with like 3 other people ganging up on him. It was, and what was behind those 3 people, or the 2 of the 3? Here's this media organization, this monster that was out there and had all the clout of that monster. And they used all of that. It was like one continual fact checking on one, delivering blows and pounding this one guy, while this other one that was in the debate, nothing. I'm going, this is lie after lie after lie, and this one had all of the support of the media, and the other one had no. They was just doing everything they could to kick him to the ground, to kick him to the curb. But I had to turn it off after an hour. It was so one-sided. But there is something that I would like you to see. Now, I'm not positive on how this all plays out, but I find it extremely interesting. Extremely interesting. We have seen all sorts of this stuff coming from these news media organizations and stuff, where there will be a day of something happens, and then every one of them is, it's like they're all saying the same thing. It's the same mantra, the same. I mean, you go back in time, and it's like, whether it's gravitas or the words that they use, but they're all speaking. It's like they're all talking with one voice. Really weird when you see that happen. All of these that are speaking with one voice in one direction. Okay, now I had to do this. This is okay. Filming, carrying a book is really hard. I can do it, but it's a challenge. So what I did, look what's all set up right here. It was like it's prearranged. I arranged it ahead of time. Well, there's other things that are also arranged. And this is what I've got here. I'm going to just plain read it to you from, where am I? Oh, I got to put these cheaters on. They were here too for me. Look at that. Revelation chapter 17. Oh, the woman and the beast. Okay. And there came one of the 7 angels which had the 7 vials, and talked with me, saying unto me, Come hither, come with me, I will show unto thee the judgment of the great whore. Now, I don't think that's a single person. I really don't. I think that's a thought of the mind and the actions of the hand that follow, like it's a whole, like the operating system from Satan's kingdom. It's a kings and pawns concept from Satan's kingdom, And from the kingdom of our Lord and Savior Jesus Christ, the operating system is to love the Lord your God with all your heart, soul, mind, and strength, and to love your neighbor as yourself. Herein is contained all the law and the prophets. If you correctly understand the Old Covenant, that what the Old Covenant is declaring, part of it, is that to love the Lord your God with all your heart, soul, mind, and strength, and to love your neighbor as yourself, as your equal. We look at it from the side of, we hold these truths to be self-evident, that all men are created equal. And we hold these truths to be self-evident that through the new birth, all men, male, female, all men created equal. Okay? Now we'll show thee the judgment of the great whore that sits upon many waters. Well, pictures are being painted to help us of something we can see, to help us understand something we can't see with physical eyes. With whom the kings of the earth have committed fornication, and the inhabitants of the earth have been made drunk with the wine of her fornication. So he carried me away in the spirit into the wilderness, and I saw a woman sit upon a scarlet colored beast, full of names of blasphemy, having, the scarlet colored beast has 7 heads and 10 horns. And the woman was arrayed in purple and scarlet color, and decked with gold and precious stones and pearls, having a golden cup in her hand, full of abominations and filthiness of her fornication. And upon her forehead was the name written, Mystery, Mystery, Babylon the Great, the mother of harlots and abominations of the earth. And I saw the woman drunken with the blood of the saints, and with the blood of the martyrs of Jesus. And when I saw her, oh wow, I wondered with great admiration, really? And the angel said unto me, what's wrong with you? Wherefore did you marvel? I will tell you the mystery of the woman and of the beast that carries her, which has 7 heads and 10 horns. And the beast which thou sawest was, and is not, and it shall ascend out of the bottomless pit, and go into perdition. And they that dwell upon the earth shall wonder. They'll wonder. Whose names are not written in the book of life from the foundation of the world, when they behold the beast that was, and is not, and yet is. And here is the mind which hath wisdom. The 7 heads are 7 mountains on which the woman sits. Now, I'm going to put my opinion in here, My opinion is that the 7 mountains referenced here are the 7 continents of the planet, The 7 continents. And there are 7 kings, 5 are fallen, and 1 is, and the other is not yet come. And when he comes, he must continue a short space. I think what's being referenced here are the world powers over the course of time, that there's been 7 world powers, whether it's Egypt or whether it's whatever, going back in time, world powers. And the beast that was and is not, even he is the 8th. The beast is the 8th, and is of the 7, and goes into perdition. And the 10 horns which thou sawest are 10 kings, which have received no kingdom yet. When this was written 2,000 years ago, basically. When this was written, at that time, which have received no kingdom yet, but receive power as kings 1 hour with the beast. My opinion again, I think it's quite probable that we are in this time frame right now. And these 10 horns, hear ye, these 10 horns have 1 mind, and shall give their power and strength unto the beast. Oh, we might have observed that recently in recent history. Okay, I've been around a few days and I have observed some things taking place. And it used to be that the media outlets, like the top 10 of them, could direct the what could they direct? Let's see. These have one mind and shall give their power and strength unto the beast, and these, the 10 horns, these shall make war with the Lamb. Oh, who's the Lamb? The Lamb slain from before the foundation of the world. This plan that's been in place. These shall make war with the Lamb. Oh, but then look what happens. And the Lamb shall overcome them, for he is Lord of lords, and King of kings, and they that are with him are called and chosen and faithful. Now, we have seen, because of what took place and what has taken place recently, like I look back just a little ways when somebody got shot in where? Okay, to me, it seemed like that was the first time that was really obvious where the media, or the 10 horns, couldn't control the narrative. They couldn't. There was too many people, individuals, that had filmed stuff, recorded stuff, and had broadcasted out all of these small news outlets, that they were able to take the footage, capture the footage, present it, and it got released and broadcast around, and the mainstream MSM couldn't control the narrative. They couldn't do it. It was not possible. They couldn't contain it anymore. These shall make war with the Lamb, and the Lamb shall overcome them, for he is Lord of lords and King of kings, and they that are with him are called and chosen and faithful. And he said unto me, the waters which thou sawest, where the whore sits, are people and multitudes and nations and tongues. It's like the whole planet. All of these, the people of the earth. And the 10 horns which thou sawest upon the beast. What is this next thing here? And the 10 horns upon which thou sawest upon the beast, these shall hate the whore. Now this kind of perplexed me for a long time. How could they be both? How could they support and then support this, the beast and the whore of Babylon and the mother of harlots and abominations of the earth? How can they support and then, and the 10 horns which thou sawest upon the beast, these shall hate the whore? Really? And shall make her desolate and naked, and shall eat her flesh and burn her with fire. For God has put in their hearts to fulfill his will. Really? How can it be both? To fulfill his will and to agree and to give their kingdom unto the beast. What? To give their kingdom, their strength, their power unto the beast? And God put it in their hearts to do this? Okay, but something happened in between. Like, hey, take a look. Something happened in between verse 14 and verse 16. What happened? And the Lamb shall overcome them. The 10 horns. The do. Hear ye, I got something to say, I got something to tell you. Here, let me control the narrative. Oh, something happened. God's kids. All of these out there, these voices going, we had enough of this shit. I'm going to tell the truth. I saw this and I'm going to tell. And there are enough voices out there where no longer can the 10 horns just control. And here comes the beast is being, are we seeing the transition, the happening? Are we seeing that happening take place where God's kids all over this planet have been attacking this monster that has been controlling the narrative that works for, let's see, how is it? Let's see. Oh, the 10 horns which thou sawest are 10 kings. You ever looked and see what the income of those things are? The different news medias of the planet. I mean, you're talking billions and billions and billions of dollars in advertising money. And you'll see advertising for one truck, and then by one manufacturer, and then the next commercial is a different company altogether, whether it's Ford or Chevy or Toyota or whatever. And like, you can have 3 or 4 different commercials for 3 or 4 different corporations, all on the same, like it's on the same 30-minute segment that's being broadcast. Like there's absolutely no fidelity to any of their advertisers. None. There's no fidelity at all. These shall make war with the Lamb. Oh, these have one mind, and shall give their power and strength unto the beast. But now, when you get down to the 10 horns which thou sawest upon the beast, these shall hate the whore. Okay, where this monster is being overtaken, and the transition is, have they been kicked to the curb? And these others that have kicked her to the curb. When I apply myself to a project, I'm making a project, okay, I have to apply sometimes all of the strength that I got, all of the machinery, all of my building experience and fabricating experience. I apply it to the chore at hand, and I give myself to that project. And the 10 horns which thou sawest upon the beast, these shall hate the whore, and make her desolate and naked, and shall eat her flesh, and burn her with fire. That creature that was riding on the beast, and the beast is clothed in scarlet, and the whore is clothed in purple and scarlet, and they shall eat her flesh and burn her with fire, for God has put in their hearts to fulfill his will. Well, whose hearts? And to agree and to give their kingdom unto, okay, to give their kingdom unto, to apply their kingdom against the beast, to apply their strength, their understanding, their wisdom, their resources against the beast, until the words of God shall be fulfilled. And the woman which thou sawest is that great city, that operating system, kings and pawns, the kings and pawns system, that operating system, the kings and pawns concept that lorded over everybody around. And the woman which thou sawest is that great city which reigns over the kings of the earth. Are we living in the time frame where the beast is being put to rout? Are we? Now, can God's kids get caught up in supporting the beast? Is that a possibility? Can God's kids, his sons and daughters that are on this planet walking around, can they get caught up in supporting the activities of the beast? Maybe even without understanding what they're doing. Like to say, I'm involved in this thing that we call ministry, but what you're involved in is secular. Could they actually say something and broadcast Satan's hope and dream? Putting seeds of, I'm involved in the ministry is whatever you do in word or deed, do it all in the name of the Lord. Well, could they actually do that? Yeah, I'm just going to, that was in chapter 17, went through the whole chapter, 17. This is chapter 18 and verse 4. And I heard another voice from heaven saying, come out of her, my people, that she be not partaker of her sins, and that ye receive not of her plagues. For her sins have reached unto heaven, and God hath remembered her iniquities. Okay? Reward her even as she rewarded you, and double unto her, double according to her works, in the cup which she hath filled, fill to her double. How much she has glorified herself and lived deliciously, so much torment and sorrow give her. For she saith in her heart, I sit a queen, and am no widow, and shall see no sorrow. Therefore shall her plagues come in one day, one circle of time, one small time. In one day, death and mourning and famine, and she shall be utterly burned with fire. For strong is the Lord who judges her. And the kings of the earth who committed fornication and lived deliciously with her shall bewail her and lament for her when they shall see the smoke of her burning, standing afar off for fear of her torment, saying, Alas, alas, that great city Babylon, that mighty city, for in 1 hour is thy judgment come. Just saying. Are we living in this time frame? Are we observing it? Time will tell. It's important to carry the operating system and live that Jesus identified when he spoke of his brethren. It's quite the adventure. If you can dream it, you can do it. Okay, hope, godly imagination. If you can dream it, you can do it and enjoy the journey as you go.